Hey everyone, Jimmy West over here from Back to Movement with another Fun Fact Friday. This Friday we're going to be talking about noisy knees. So what I mean by noisy knees is, your knees pop and crackle kind of as you walk or maybe as you squat. The medical term for this is crepitus. So it's kind of joint noise. And so a lot of people think that, oh man, my knees, they're crackling, they're popping. Oh, it must be like bone on bone, it must be really bad. So I'm just here to say that popping in the knees is normal. Now, if it's excessive, then we have to do something about it. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today in this video, is 3 exercises to kind of help minimize that noise in the knees. But don't be alarmed, guys, if your knees pop and crackle a little bit, especially as you're warming up. It's not a huge deal, okay? Now, if it's painful, that's something that you need to go check out with a healthcare provider and kind of get that resolved. But if that's not the case and you're just tired of your knees being noisy, here are some exercises to kind of fix that. So the first one that we're going to do, it's not really an exercise, it's just kind of a thought process. So as you're squatting, or maybe this mainly pertains to squatting. So as you're squatting, maybe change your feet a little bit. Duck them out, duck them in, come out a little bit wider in the hips. You'll be floored at how much of a difference that makes in the noise that it makes in your knees. Also pay attention to how much your butt is going back. If you're squatting way far forward right out the gate, if your knees are beating right out the gate, maybe try changing that and your knees might not pop as much. Another great exercise is the single leg deadlift. And so the thought process behind this is that our knees tend to crackle because we get an overdominance here in the quads and not enough in the glutes and the hamstrings. And so the glutes are actually a great knee extender. Okay, so when the glutes aren't firing as much, the quads have to work extra hard, and then they can kind of throw off that knee and load it in a little bit awkward of a way, and that can result in that crackles, or those crackles. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a kettlebell, or you can take any kind of weight. You're going to stand one leg, or you can just put the kind of the toe down. I think we talked about this in another video. And we're just going to lower down, keeping those hips nice and flat, and then we're going to come up. Okay, so nice and easy coming down. Hips are staying nice and level. We don't want this, right, where this dives down. We want to stay nice and level as we come down. And then we come up. Nice and explosive there. And then, that transitions perfectly into our next exercise. Next exercise, same thing. You can have a kettlebell, you can have a dumbbell, you can just have a milk jug full of water, either or. You're going to put it in one hand. And let's say your knees tend to crackle a lot as you walk or you hike or you do something like that. You're going to put it in one hand and you're just going to march in place, or you can go for a walk. And the idea here is we want to keep everything nice and solid here. Because what happens is we can't stabilize here through the core, right? It's going to kind of alter the joint range or the joint motion here at the knee, which can result in those crackles. So if we can create stability here, then the knee is going to articulate the way that we want to, and it's not going to pop as much, okay? So those are the 3 exercises for this week's noisy knees. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. And again, guys, if you have pain in the knee with that audible pop, go get it checked out, get an individualized program and get to the bottom of it. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Also, don't forget to check out Back to Movement on Instagram and Back to Movement on YouTube. We're going live tonight, so it should be pretty cool. You guys can go back and refresh all the videos that we've posted before. So, thanks again.